Awesome. Hey guys, welcome and thank you so much for joining. Some of you guys were here on Tuesday, and for those of you that weren't, well, it's awesome to have you here today. Today is going to be more of an evening flow, so obviously we've all been busy doing whatever it is we do with our days, and it's just nice to take the time to mark this moment and move into the next part, final part of the day. So yeah, I thought what would be cool is obviously a lot of us sit down or seated throughout the day, so it'd be good for us to kind of focus on areas of the body that maybe don't get as much attention during the day. So like your shoulders and your chest area, and then also the hips. So just opening up into those areas. And yeah, taking a moment to just let everything go that's happened today, and just taking a moment to connect with ourselves. So I think we're all here. Yeah, so when you're ready, if you haven't already, just take a seat on your mat in a comfortable seated cross-legged position, if that's okay for you. And we'll take a moment to start off just by landing on the mat. So closing the eyes and just letting the hands rest in the lap. And just tuning inwards here, and start to notice the breath. And again here, just feeding into how you feel today. So again, you might feel a restlessness, you might feel lethargic. I know it's winter days, it's difficult to find motivation maybe. You might feel really upbeat. Just noticing how you feel. And again, just not judging that, but just observing and acknowledging. And so, tapping into the way you're seated today, so just feeling the sit bones making contact with the ground beneath you. Spine is long, crown of the head is lifting up to the sky. And from here, just focusing on relaxing the shoulders, releasing any parts of the body, any muscles that might be clenching without you realizing. So just taking the shoulders back and down and on the spine, letting them drop and soften. Relaxing the crown of the head, the scalp, the forehead, the throat, and maybe the tongue. And then just tuning into the breath again here, so taking a couple of deeper breaths. Expanding through the belly, up into the chest, and not all the way up into the collarbones. And see if you can lengthen the exhale as well. Letting everything out. And taking a few breaths like this here, just lengthening on every inhale. Maybe taking a slight pause at the top of the inhale, before letting it all out. Nice. And you can ground into the breath throughout the whole practice, and in fact, I really encourage it. If there's ever a moment of challenge or challenging pose, or you feel your mind wandering, then just bring it back to the breath. And even if you're holding, you can feel some discomfort in a stretch or anything, then bringing the breath will really help feel it through. So just keeping those lengthened inhales and exhales here. See if you can keep that throughout the practice. And if there's an intention that you'd like to set for the practice, then please go for it. That can be anything that you want to bring with you you want to remind yourself to do. It could just be focusing on the breath. It could be, tapping into the foundations of the pose. It could be just to enjoy the practice or be grateful for the body that you've got. Whatever it is that resonates with you, just affirm it in your mind and carry it with you throughout the session. Nice. And from here, we'll just bat the eyelids open and start off just by rolling the shoulders up and back, and down the spine. Just getting a bit of movement here to start off. So inhaling, shoulders come up to the ears, and exhaling down the spine. And on an exhale, take it the other direction now. So just bring the shoulders all the way up to the ears and then forward and down. Nice. One more here. And then just, again, we're just going to warm up the neck. Some of us might be working with computers, so just on an exhale, just bringing the chin to the chest here, feeling the deep stretch all down the spine. On an inhale, looking all the way up, chin comes to sky. And back down again on an exhale. Inhaling, looking up. And exhale, coming back to center. And from here, just dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. Left hand comes out to the side, fingertips pointing up to the sky if you can. And from here, you can stay like this, or if you'd like to just bring your right hand to the outside of your head. Not putting too much, but just slightly, just elongating that stretch here. So keeping the spine tall. You might feel a deep stretch all throughout the spine here, all throughout the left side of the body. Inhaling, coming back to center. We'll take it to the other side. So left ear comes to left shoulder, and the right fingertips point up to the sky. Taking one final breath here, and then we'll release that. From here, we're just going to take a couple of circles with the body, so staying in the same position. On an inhale, coming forward. You can take whatever circle direction you want to start off. We'll take it in the other direction after. And coming forward on an inhale, bringing the chest forward, and coming all the way around, and then chin comes to chest on the exhale. Back. Inhaling forward, just getting the spine moving here. Bring some mobility to the whole upper body core region. And when you make it to center again, we'll take it in the other direction. Nice. And when you get back to center again, bring it back up. And yeah, come onto all fours. So coming into tabletop position here, shoulders are directly over the hands, fingertips spread wide just to avoid collapsing into the wrists. And same for the hips, so hips just stacking over the knees here. So we're in a tabletop position, and from here, you probably guessed it, but we're going to take some cat-cows just to wake up the spine even more. So on an inhale, dropping the belly down to the ground, chin comes up to the sky, taking a deep breath in. And exhale here, rounding through the spine, belly button comes to chest. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, rounding through. You can take this at your own pace, and feel free to kind of have a play here as well if you feel like doing something a little bit different, moving the hips around, maybe bumping the hips to one side and then the other. Maybe taking some circles with the hips, or some circles with the chest even. Just finding where the body is asking for your attention here. And then coming back to the tabletop position when you're ready. And from here, we're going to just bring the right toes to the mat, so lengthening out through the right foot and lifting it up to the sky as well as your left hand. So lifting the left hand up in front of you as if you were going to shake someone's hand, and the right foot is as if it was pressing back into a wall here. So this is a really good balancing position, wakes up all of the core, just starts to wake things up a bit, and you can just feel as if someone was pulling you in both opposite directions here. So really lengthening out through the fingertips on the left-hand side and the heel of the foot on the right. And then on an exhale, we're going to bring elbow to knee here, rounding through the upper back. Inhaling, lengthening out. Exhaling, bringing elbow into knee, sorry. And exhaling. Inhaling, sorry, coming out. Taking a couple more of these in your own time. And we'll bring it back to center. And switch it up, switch sides. So maybe you just want to bump the hips in between just to, just have a bit of a play around there. And then again on the other side, so just lengthening out through the left foot here. And then lifting it up, raising it up. And when you've got that balance, just hugging the core in here, the lower ribs hug in as well. And once you've got that core engaged, bringing the right hand forward as well. So again, just really lengthening out through both sides here, the opposite sides. And then the exhale, we'll round it through. Elbow comes to knee. Inhale. Lengthening out. Exhale, rounding through. Inhale, stretching out. And exhale, rounding it through. Lengthening out one more time, and we'll bring it back down again. Nice. From here, we're going to come into our first downward dog. So you can bring your hips down back to your heels here, and just slowly rolling up here, hips come up to the sky, rolling it up. And you can keep a slight bend in your knees if that feels best today. And when you get into a downward dog, just pedaling it out. So feet at hips distance. And hands at shoulders distance away. So just dropping the left heel down to the mat, bending the right knee, and then pedaling it out. When you're ready, just coming into stillness here. Taking a couple of breaths here in down dog. Shaking the head yes, shaking the head no, just letting everything go here. Make sure not to be clenching in the shoulders and the neck. And hugging here, hugging in the core as well, so sucking the navel in. On an inhale, we'll look in between the hands and then step or walk all the way to the top of the mat. Feet hips distance. Inhale, we'll just slightly gaze up, and an exhale, we'll drop everything down, forward fold here. Hands can just rest on the mat. And again here, if you feel better, they're just taking a slight bend in the legs, that's totally fine. It just opens the lower back as well. It's not all about the hamstrings here. And then grabbing the hold of opposite elbows, just swaying side to side here. And again, shaking the head, nodding it yes, and shaking it no. Nice. From here, we'll bring our hands just down to the mat again. And we're just going to bend our left knee and bring the left hand to the center of the mat. And we're just going to open up through the right hand here, keeping the right leg straight, or keeping the right leg straight, or as straight as it works for you. And just opening up through the right side here. Breathing into the belly. And exhale, bring it back And again, we'll take it to the other side. So bending the right knee slightly and keeping the left leg straight. We'll open up with the left hand all the way up to the sky, just feeling that the back of the leg here opening up over the top hip. Nice. We'll bring it back down again. On an inhale, we'll keep a slight bend in the knees here and roll all the way up to the top of the mat. Head comes last. Coming into a Tadasana position here at the top of the mat. Shoulders roll back and down. And you can keep your feet together or keep them hips distance apart, whatever you feel best with. At the top of the mat. On an inhale here, we're going to bring our hands all the way up above our heads and grabbing a hold of the left hand with the left wrist, with the right hand. We're just going to bring it up and over, so taking a side bend here, so just like this. Just breathing into that left side body, all of the little muscles in the ribs, and keeping the feet grounded on the floor here. Inhaling, coming up to center again. Exhaling, hands come down. And on an inhale again, bring them all the way up again. Grabbing hold of the opposite of the right wrist this time with the left hand. And bringing up and over. Heels are rooted down into the ground. You can gaze up under the armpit. And inhaling, coming back up again. Great. And we're just going to bring our hands at heart center. And just taking a moment to close the eyes. And just grounding here. So engaging the thighs slightly, pelvis is slightly tucked. And just feeling the four corners of the feet here, just rooting down into the ground. You might want to lift up your toes just to feel those arches engaged, the arches of the feet engaged. Nice. And from here, just connecting back to the breath. And we'll take a couple of sun salutations. So inhaling, arms come up above the head. Arms come together, and then exhale, folding forward. Hands come down. Keep a slight bend in the knees here if that's best for you. And bringing one leg back, then the other. We're going to meet in plank pose here. And then from here, you can either drop your knees down or just come all the way down to the mat. And we're going to take cobra pose. Inhaling, pulling the mat back. Looking up to the sky, and then exhale, coming into downward facing dog. From here, we're going to lift the right leg up to the sky. Inhale. And we're just going to open up through the hip here. So bending that knee, bringing the heel of the foot to the bum. And we're going to take a couple of circles here. So just opening up through the hip. Again, just seeing if there's anywhere that feels tighter here, breathing into it and taking circles in the opposite direction when you're ready. So we're building strength here. You might start to feel a bit of heat in the body. Inhaling, straightening up through that leg, and then bringing it back down again. We'll take it to the other side, so lifting the left leg up to the sky, straightening it up, and then exhaling, opening up, so bending that knee. And breathing again here into the side body. And taking a couple of circles, so feeling into that hip. And taking it in the other direction. Perfect. Leg comes up to the sky again, and we'll just shake it out here. Just pedaling out. Nice. Inhaling, looking forward, and here we'll just we'll float to the top of the mat. Toes come together, flat back, and on an exhale, folding forward. Letting go of everything here. Inhaling, arms come above the head. And exhale, palms at heart center. Nice. So we'll take another one here, another sun salutation. Maybe go a little bit faster. And an inhale, arms come up to the sky, stretching up, exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back position. And exhale, bringing one foot back, then the other, coming into plank. And from here, dropping the knees down or just keeping them lifted and coming into cobra pose, or you can take chaturanga and upward facing dog. Exhaling, meeting in downward facing dog. Nice. Taking a breath here through the nose and opening the mouth, letting everything out. Exhale. And taking another one. Inhaling into the belly. Opening the mouth, letting everything out. Exhale. Inhaling, lifting the right knee up to the right leg up to the sky. And exhale, bringing it forward, knee comes to chest here. We're just going to hover for a second and bring it up in between the hands. Dropping that left knee down to the ground. And from here, we're just going to bring the right hand forward and up and back. So kind of as if you were doing the backstroke here, just opening up through the chest. So I'll take a couple more circles here. Right hand comes all the way forward and back. Nice. One more time. Just opening up through the side body. Bringing it back again here. Awesome. And from here, we'll come back into plank pose, lower all the way down to the mat. Take cobra or upward facing dog. And meeting in downward facing dog. Nice. Taking a breath here. Inhaling, lifting the left foot up to the sky. And exhaling, hugging the knee into the chest here. Hovering for 1 second. And then bringing the left foot in between the palms. Right knee comes down to the mat. And again, we're going to bring the arm just on the inside of the leg here. And reaching forward as far as you can, all the way up, and just taking the backward circle motion with the hand here. We'll take 2 more of them. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, backward motion. Inhaling again, and just circling through that. Nice. And then coming back, palm comes back down to the ground. And we'll come back into plank position, lowering all the way down to the ground. And this time, staying on the ground, we're going to drop our forehead down to the mat. And from here, we're going to interlock the fingers behind the back and come up into Shalabhasana variation here. So on an inhale, lifting the forehead up, and you can lift your feet up as well, if that works. And trying to bring the clasp, the interlocked fingers, and away from the body here. Lengthening as if you were lengthening back with them. And gazes up at the sky. Nice. And exhale. Release everything. You can rest one cheek down. Over forehead. Just keep taking a couple of breaths here. Feeling the belly against the mat. Nice. And then bringing the hands on the side of the chest here. We'll come up into upward facing dog again, or just taking a cobra and meeting back in down facing dog. Looking in between the hands on an inhale, we'll step or walk all the way up to the top of the mat. Feet come together, flat back position. And exhaling, letting everything go. Inhaling, arms come all the way up above the head. Palms come together. And exhaling, hands at heart center. From here, we're going to lift our left leg up and just bring it all the way back. So coming into warrior 2 position here. Nice. So bringing the hands out into warrior 2. Back is straight, spine is long, as if it was up against a wall. And you can gaze over the right fingertips here. Right knee is directly over the right ankle. And And just see if you can sink down into the hips a little bit more here. Remember to breathe. And really feeling the feet, the four corners of both feet making contact with the mat. On an inhale, we'll bring the palm forward, up and back, coming into reverse warrior. And then coming back into warrior position. We're going to interlock the fingers behind our back again. And from here, keeping the legs in the same position. On an inhale, we'll lift the chin up to the sky, opening the chest up, and then coming forward, coming into humble warrior. So bringing the head down towards just the inside of the right foot here. As much as it can. See what you can get to today. You can keep a slight bend in the elbows. And just breathing here. Nice. Perfect. On an inhale, coming all the way back up again. And we will just come into warrior two on the other side this time. So just bending, so swapping the legs around. Bending that left knee. Left knee is right over directly over the ankle. And we'll come into warrior two. Sinking down into that warrior, feeling the opening in the hips here. Lengthening up through the core. The belly comes in to the midline. And really spreading through the fingers on both sides here. See if you can, as if someone was pulling both arms in opposite directions. Might feel a bit of a burn here in the thigh. And on an inhale again, we'll flip that palm and root it all the way up to the sky. Reverse warrior, keeping that bend in the right knee. Exhaling, coming back again. Interlocking the other finger together, so the one that feels a little bit weird, that might not feel normal. So interlocking that behind the back and dropping the hands down here on an inhale. Chin comes up to the sky. Heart is breathing up, and exhale, coming all the way down this time. Dropping the head to the inside of the left foot. Breathing here. Exhaling, seeing if you can get a little bit deeper into the pose. And this pose is called Humble Warrior, and you can kind of see why, I guess. Just bowing down, inhaling, coming all the way back up again. And from here, we're just going to bring our feet together and just shake it out a little bit. It's a lot of work on the legs, isn't it? Nice. And from here, we'll just take a couple of balancing postures, actually. So again, we did balancing the other day. This is a slightly different position, but really good to just, kind of draw your mind inwards and focus here. So just bringing the weight into the left foot, lifting the right knee up. And from here, we're just going to bring the right knee over the left here and coming into eagle position. So here you can wrap the foot to the outside of the standing calf, and then when you focusing on hugging the legs into the midline, so squeezing them together, the inner thighs together, maybe turning on the outer hips too, and just feeling as if there's one line of energy coming up, and it helps to have a one point to gaze at here. So just focusing on that, and you can keep your hands in palms in prayer position. Or if you want to go for the full pose, you can bring your right arm underneath the left. And see if you can bring your palms together. You might just be like this, and that's totally fine. But if you can bring your palms together, then great. And just gazing kind of beyond the hands here. You might start to feel the left glute start to fire up a bit. And here we'll just floss the arms up and down, just feeling the chest, the kind of the backbones here, the back muscles turn on. Nice. And exhaling, coming out of it here, just gracefully coming back to a standing position. Nice one. Just rolling out the ankles. Perfect. And then here, Taking it on the other side, so eagle position on the other side, so grinding through the right foot here, lifting the left knee up to the sky. And once you feel like you've got your balance, you've timed the core on, bringing that knee over the right knee and maybe just hooking the foot to the outside of the right leg. And again, just keeping the hands on palms prayer position, or bringing the arms out here and then bringing the left arm underneath the right, and then palms interlock and come together here in front of us. Eagle pose. Just sinking into it. If you want an extra challenge, you can start seeing if you can bring the elbows down to the knees and all the way back up again. So really hugging in the midline, I think that's the key thing here. And bringing the breath. Nice one. And again, just flossing the arms up and down slightly. Just feeling the muscles in the shoulder blades here. Get a bit of a stretch. Nice. And then just slowly coming back out of it, and then just shaking everything off. Awesome. So you're at the top of the mat. From here, we will just slowly come into a bend our knees, coming into a chair position. I know we've done a lot on the legs, so we're going to move it to the floor now. Bringing the weight into the back of the feet here, into the heels. Gaze is up. And from here, we're going to fold forward. Letting everything go. Shaking the head out. Shaking the shoulders out. Nice. And then bending the knees, we're going to bring our bum to our heels here and just slowly coming back into a seated position. So from here, we're going to come and do some seated position. So bringing the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. We're going to come into a position called Janushirasana, which is head to knee pose. So yeah, just setting up for that. And your left leg is flat against the floor and toes point up to the sky. And then on an inhale, arms come up above the head. Deep inhale, and then exhale, we're going to come and bring the arms forward here. We're landing wherever they land today. You can grab a hold of the foot if that's where you're at, or just grabbing hold of the shin here, the calf. Inhaling, looking forward, looking at the foot, and exhale everything out. Dropping the head down. Nice. Breathing here, you might feel it more in the hamstring. What this pose also does is open up the muscles in the lower back region, which are sometimes neglected when we sit in a chair all day. So I always find it's a really good one to do at the end of the day. So breathing it out here. Feeling the breath slow down after having built up some heat. And seeing with every exhale you can get slightly deeper, your head comes slightly lower. Nice. And then inhale, looking up at the foot again. Arms come above the head. And we're just going to bring the left hand to the outside of the right knee, taking a twist. So right hand comes behind the back here, just lands on the mat here. We're just going to twist it out, so twisting out the spine. Again, inhaling, lengthening, seeing if you can get a bit more length in the spine. And on every exhale, seeing if you can gaze a little bit further back. I think the corkscrew metaphor is really good here. Just imagine you are, kind of wringing out a towel or something like that. Dropping the shoulders down here. And inhaling, bringing it back to center. And then we'll take the other side. So swapping it up, bringing the left foot, sole of the foot to the inside of the right thigh. Inhaling, hands come all the way up, above the head. Deep, deep inhale and exhale, bringing that all forward with us. Bringing the hands to the outside of the foot or the right leg. Inhaling and looking at the foot, and then exhaling, dropping everything down. Nice. I'm just hanging out here for a bit. Breathing into the belly. Just feeling it expand. Maybe releasing, relaxing the tongue, relaxing the jaw, the brow. And inhaling, looking back at the foot. We'll come all the way up again. And exhale, hands come back down to the mat. And from here, we'll just take a cross-legged position. Oh, sorry, we've got to do the twist, yeah. So arms come all the way up to the sky again, and just bringing the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Twisting this time. To the other side. Nice. I'm not cranking too much here, but just seeing if with every breath you can get a little bit further. Awesome. Bring it back to the center. And yeah, from here we'll just cross the legs into a comfortable position, cross-legged position. And just going to come forward, so this is going to be working on the outer hips here. So inhaling, hands come above the head again. And we're just going to exhale and bring them as far forward as we can. And bringing the head to wherever it lands. You might land on the mat for some of you. You might be way off. When I first did this, I found it excruciating. The pain or the kind of stretch in my outer hip muscles. Yeah, we don't tend to kind of stretch these muscles as much. And just feeling gravity bring it down to the mat here. Inhaling, looking forward, bringing the hands all the way up again. And we'll just change the cross of the legs. So bringing whatever leg that you didn't have in front. And yeah, going again, getting into the other side of the hip this time. Inhaling, the hands come up. Exhale, coming all the way forward. Palms meet the earth. And sinking down. And you can just be in stillness here, or kind of just sway slightly from left to right a little bit, just feeding into the muscles here. Whatever feels good for you. Breathing into that zone, into the area, into that outer hip region. Inhaling, looking up again, and bringing it all the way back up again. Hands come up and back down. And from here, we're just going to bring our legs out in front of us and slowly roll all the way back onto our backs. And we're going to hug our knees into our chest here, just rolling from side to side here, giving the lower back a bit of a massage, especially after that pose. You might be able to get into the outer hip region. And then just grabbing a hold of the outsides of the feet, we're going to come into happy baby pose. So the arms are on the inside of the knees. Knees are bent, soles of the feet point up to the sky, and from here we're just going to sway a little from side to side, as a baby would, very happy baby. This might feel really weird if you've never done this before, but it's a really great position. I just find it nice. It gets into the inner hips here as well. Nice. Breathing into the belly, seeing if you can bring your tailbone to meet the mat. So just lengthening out through the tailbone and the crown of the head here. And then bringing the feet back down. We'll kind of come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So heels of the feet are at both ends of the mat, corners of the mat. Arms just drop down beside the body. And just letting go of anything you might have that comes up on your mind. Just being in, melting into the mat. Taking the deepest breath you've taken all day here. And then sighing it out. And just consciously relaxing and softening all the muscles. So, shoulders, belly, the upper back, mid back and lower back, the thighs and the hamstrings, calves, all the little muscles in the soles of the feet and the toes. And the collarbones, the forearms, triceps, the fingers, just seeing if you can drop them, let them soften into the mat just a little bit more. The crown of the head, just letting everything go there, softening all the micro muscles. The brow, eyes, even the cheekbones, and just the drawing, dropping the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. And then just bringing a bit of awareness back to the fingers, waking up the fingertips, the toes, and then the wrists and the ankles. Bringing the soles of the feet together, the feet together, and the hands above the head here, coming to a full body stretch. And then rolling over onto one side. And one final breath here before we roll all the way up to a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Coming back to where we started here. And just noticing how you feel, how the body feels. Thanking yourself for taking the time to practice today, for taking that time to connect with yourself, your body, your breath. Yeah. And then inhale, we'll bring our palms together at half the heart chest. Drop the chin down. And then inhale, we'll open the eyes. And bow. Namaste. Thank you so much, guys.